so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers, you guys. So we have yet another sign that the housing market is cooling down in the form of bidding wars and buyers competition. We are now in the second straight month of a decline in bidding wars and competition. Another sign yet again that the Federal Reserve and the increase of interest rates is starting to cool off the market, and we're starting to see more and more trends that are going to continue to stay on the same trajectory, which is going to lead our market back into a buyer's housing market instead of this toxic seller market that we're currently in. Now, basically, you guys, buyers right now are getting absolutely fed up with the horrible mess out there in the housing market, or they're getting priced out completely from even being able to purchase a home. So obviously, the interest rates and all of these changes and tightening from the Federal Reserve are finally starting to do its job. So today what we're going to do is we're going to unpack an article from Redfin titled Homebuyer Competition Falls for Second Straight Month, Hitting Lowest Level in Over a Year. Now, if you're one of these people that thinks that home values are only going up, the bidding wars are only going to continue, you guys are wrong, okay? That's why I continuously look around the nation at local markets and various markets so that I can get a better understanding of what's going on other than just my local market. Because as you guys know, it took a while for even my own local market, which is Houston, for me to even start seeing signs of a slowdown. So I was getting really worried until I started seeing the signs. The signs are all over the place. You guys need but watch and wait patiently. But don't forget, I am not a financial advisor. I'm an opinion sharer. Although my main profession is everything in real estate. I am a loan officer in Texas, realtor in Houston, and a CE provider instructor in Houston as well. So I absolutely love training on real estate and all of the little factors that go into play in the housing market. Now, you guys, we're about to get started on this article right now, but if you can, please, for the YouTube algorithm, please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please comment below. I love your comments. Let's get started now. Nationwide, 60.7% of home offers written by Redfin agents encountered competition on a seasonally adjusted basis in April, the lowest level since March 2021. Now that sounds high, you guys, 60.7, but that is the lowest since March 2021 overall. This is an overall average. That's down from a revised rate of 63.4% a month earlier and 67.4% a year earlier, and marks the second consecutive monthly decline on an adjusted basis. April's bidding war rate was 66.6% compared with 70.5% in March and 73.1% in April 2021. So you guys, 60% of offers still having a bidding war or still having competition is obviously still a really bad thing if you're a buyer in this market. If you're a seller, it's probably still never been the better time to sell your house, right? But if you're a buyer, this is absolutely great news. Even though it's 60%, right, which was completely out of control, what we're seeing now is we're seeing trends, right? We're seeing trends of data going to the directions that we want to see as buyers or investors in real estate. So if these trends continue in this direction, the housing market will continue to cool down, continue to correct, and continue to possibly crash. Depending on what your definition is of crash versus correction, I'm going to keep using the word crash because it's a lot more alarming, right? And we need to alarm people right now, especially if they're buying overvalued houses. Right? Thank God, you guys, even though it's high, it's going in the right direction. Let's continue on with the article now. Okay, guys, so we're looking at a Redfin chart here. Now, this chart is based on homebuyer competition, and here's what it says. Homebuyer competition drops to this lowest level in over a year. Now, guys, what I really want to point out here is look at April of 2020. It basically, there is a surge in competition until August of 2020. Look at this massive, massive surge here. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask you a question here in a minute on why you guys think this is, and I'll tell you why I think this is here. But this is a really alarming kind of a skyrocketing trend of competition to purchase homes in the early to mid 2020s. But look at here. Here's what I mean by competition is trending downward. Look at this downward trend. Obviously, it's lower in April to 60.7, but we need this way down here to, I would say under 30% is what we're going to want and what we're going to have, because things are just way too overpriced right now. But look at this trend, okay? We are headed down. So the people, again, that do not see this in your local markets, understand that certain metro areas, actually many metro areas, lag behind the average cool down process, right? The average decline in prices, those types of things. So be patient, continue to watch other markets, continue to watch the trends, because those trends are coming to a housing market near you. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. You guys saw the ramp up from April into August of 2020, essentially going from 30% to 60% in competition. I want you guys to comment below and tell me why you think competition heated up during that time. Personally, what I think is stimulus money and super duper low interest rates, right? Now, I know this is a different housing market than 2008, but look at all the free, cheap money that people got. So instead, in 2008, at least they got loans. Fast forward to 2020, the money was for free. Think about that, right? Do you really think this housing market is that strong? Let's continue reading the article. The rise in mortgage rates is prompting more house hunters to back out of the market, causing competition to cool. Higher rates are also limiting home buyers' ability to significantly bid up home prices, thank goodness. Meaning some homes aren't selling for as much over the asking price as they would have a year ago. This could help set off a slowdown in home price growth in the coming months. The drop off in bidding wars is one of many signs the housing market is slowing. Again, one of many signs the housing market is slowing. Pending home sales are down 6% year over year. That's the largest drop since June 2020. And mortgage applications are down 8%. Home tours and online housing searches are also falling, and the share of home sellers dropping their asking price is at a 7-month high of 16%. So remember this, you guys, rates lead the way. So after rates comes sales and construction. Sales are down how much? 6%. Now, sales leads price. How many people just reduced their listing price? 16%. Do you see these leading trends? Do you see that? Do you see it following each other, you guys? There's so much now. We have so much data now. Wake up, people, for all that's holy, please. Wake up. Stop commenting that housing only goes up, it never crashes, because you are absolutely wrong. And now there's just an overwhelming amount of data. I would have said there's an overwhelming amount of data anyways, because of historically what has happened, but now we have current data. So really, you can't say that anymore, right? You can't do that, because what's the next thing in line? Inventory. And we already are starting to see inventory creep up. It's creeping up a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. It's creeping up. So you see, you guys, inventory is last, rates first, inventory last. You guys can see this pattern, right? Keep following this pattern. This is not based on emotion. Even though I'm passionate. I got to get the message out, right? I'm blowing the whistle here. The fear of missing out is completely defying logic and any part of fundamentals on wise purchasing of homes, right? It's absolutely wacko, you guys. It's absolutely wacko. So I'm starting to yell out, you guys, if you're still going to buy, understand at least what you're doing, have that long-term hold, right? Have that right mindset, get another source of income, right? But if you can, step out just a little while and let the work continue to be done. Let's finish out this article. And here's what's interesting, you guys. Let's read this. Riverside, Atlanta, and Olympia saw the biggest declines in home buyer competition. I actually grew up in the IE in Riverside. In Riverside, California, 42.7% of home offers written by Redfin agents faced competition in April, down from 64.6% a year earlier. That 22% point decline was the largest among 36 U.S. metropolitan areas in this analysis. Next came Atlanta at 56, Olympia at 70, San Diego at 70, and North Carolina at 62.7%. But what's really interesting, guys, we got two cities here in California. Look at Riverside's at 42%, San Diego's at 70%. So it really goes to show, even in the same state that you live in, it's really, really important to look at your local market. So again, I repeat, because I get a lot of comments from a lot of really wonderful subscribers saying, Travis, I'm trying to be patient, but I don't see any hope in sight. You guys, calm down, right? We have so many data sources. Even though you may not see it, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not happening. Me as a realtor and loan officer, I have a special ability to access certain data that's not public. So when I'm telling you these trends are coming to virtually every local market, you probably should listen to me, right? Or at least keep watching, jot down trends, price per square foot, how many days, whatever it is, whatever patterns you need to follow, start following them. Now, I'm going to close this video out with just a final conclusion that I have after reading this information. And that conclusion is all of the stuff that we need to see as buyers are trending in the correct directions. That is great news. Congratulations. If you're waiting like I'm waiting, it's already starting to turn. Now, here's what I also think. I believe those trends are going to start surging in the directions that they're heading now. I think that's going to clearly show the collapse, because remember what I have said in the past, the recession will be the straw on the camel's back to collapse the housing market. And the fact is, we may already be in recession, right? I would say we're in a stagflation type situation, except the unemployment rate is so low. If the unemployment rate wasn't so low, I really believe we would have a much clearer picture of how bad a shape we're already in. That's a video for another day, okay? But other than that, you guys, thank God bidding wars are starting to end completely. We don't need bidding wars. That's absolutely horrible as a whole. Obviously, it's good for the sellers, but it's horrible for the housing market. It's horrible for the buyers. So I'm really excited that we're seeing this. Now, as always, you guys, if you're out there investing in real estate, I do wish you luck, and I hope you win.